Now I want to do a little quiz here, a little game here. I'm going to read some planks from a party platform. And I want you to tell me what party is advocating for this. And I want you who watching on social media to chime in. The Facebookers, the YouTubers, the Twitters, the tweeters. I want you to tell me where do you think these platform planks come from. All right, you ready? Here we go. First plank I'm going to read. We demand that the state shall above all undertake to ensure that every citizen shall have the possibility of living decently and earning a livelihood. Right? Clearly advocating for a living wage. Right? What party said that? What party's platform is that included in? All right, I'll go to the next one. Number 2 for my little quiz here. What party says this? We demand the nationalization of all trusts. What party said that? We demand the nationalization of all trusts. Okay, I'll go to the next one. We demand profit sharing in large industries. We demand profit sharing in large industries. All right, the next one, number 4. We demand a generous increase in old age pensions. We demand a generous increase in old age pensions. We demand the creation and maintenance of a sound middle class and the immediate communalization of large stores. Whose platform is this? I'll read it again. We demand the creation and maintenance of a sound middle class, the immediate communalizations of large stores. That means that large stores will now become owned by the community, not private. In order to make it possible for every capable and industrious citizen to obtain higher education and thus the opportunity to reach into positions of leadership, the state must assume the responsibility of organizing thoroughly the entire cultural system of the people. Going further, we demand that specially talented children of poor parents, whatever their station or occupation, be educated at the expense of the state. Free college, for example. I'll read one more for you, then I'll wrap it up. We are convinced that a lasting recovery of our people can only come about from within on the principle common good before individual good. The only way the people can be helped is if common good is put before individual good. I want you to take some time and think about, where do those planks come from? What party's platform is advocating for these things? On the other side of the break, we will take some phone calls. I will share a little bit more with you, and I will answer the question as to whose platform these things come from. Do these ideas sound familiar to you? If so, where have you heard them recently? You definitely don't want to miss the answer, so stay close, because on the other side of the break, I'm going to tell you where these particular policy positions came from, and I think some of you may be surprised. So now I want to answer the question I proposed, because I read just about maybe 7 planks from a party platform. If you notice, I didn't say what party's platform, nor did I say what nation's platform. Most of you who responded, you answered that sounds like it's right out of the Democrat Party's platform. And you would be right. It does sound like it. You're right in that it sounds like it, but you're wrong in actually where it came from. The facts are, ladies and gentlemen, what I just read to you are planks from the 25 points of Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party's platform. These were right out of Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party's 25-point, it called it the 25-point program. Now, why am I raising that? I'm going to play a little audio for you, then I'm going to get to the phone lines. Because when President Trump said that America will never be a socialist country, it is because socialist ideas are making their way into our nation, while at the same time, some of the Democratic Party members are trying to pull the wool over your eyes and say, let's get away from labels. Case in point, enter Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. During a post-State of the Union address interview, she was interviewed by Savannah Guthrie on one of the Talking Snake News networks. Not a difficult interview, but I want you to hear her response in this interview. Please play clip number 6.
Do you think socialism would be a winning message or a winning position in 2020 for Democrats? Well, I think at the end of the day, it's not about an ism. And I think that that's what exactly the president is trying to do. He's trying to mischaracterize, frame, associate, because our policies are so popular, because we advance and fight for improved and expanded Medicare for all, which has a 70% approval rating in the American public. It's because we believe in at least a $15 minimum wage. It's because we believe in the labor movement. We believe in the unionization of workers. We believe in an agenda, including a 70% marginal tax rate, which now even a very large percentage of Republicans have been approving of. And so I think what he's seeing is that he's losing the war on the issues, and so he's going to try to go ad hominem. He's going to try to call names. He's going to try to distract, and we're not going to let him do it. We're going to stay focused on our message and our cause.
Man, this woman is a gift that keeps on giving. First of all, I have to say this. If you use ad hominem, you should know how to use it. Ad hominem, okay, if Jeff and I are debating and Jeff raises a point and then I get the opportunity to respond to Jeff's point and my response is to attack Jeff personally and not address his idea, that is an ad hominem attack. Ad hominem at the person, not the idea. By calling your idea socialist, that is not an ad hominem attack. And if you notice what she's saying there, and she's not doing it very articulately, very deftly, she's saying, well, forget the labels. I mean, who cares about an ism? It's really not about an ism. What it is about the idea, the policies. And you are right. So what she is literally telling you folks is, yes, we are advancing socialism, but because we know it is not popular for the American people to associate our ideas with socialism, then it's better for us to, who cares about the label? And let's just have our ideas presented. Which is why I read to you from the party platform from the Nazi Party. I'll say it again. The Nazi Party, the translation into English, is the National Socialist Workers' Party. Part of the planks that I read, we demand that the state shall above all undertake to ensure that every citizen shall have the possibility of living decently and earning a livelihood. Folks, that is a socialist policy right out of Adolf Hitler's own platform. How was that translated into our American political dialogue? Living wage, universal basic income. What about the plank that I read for you that said, we demand that specially talented children of poor parents, whatever their station or occupation, be educated at the expense of the state. What is the American equivalent of that policy? Free college. Free public school, folks, these are all right out of the socialist playbook. And so this is why so long ago I posed the question when people were taking umbrage with President Trump for calling himself a nationalist, because there's a difference between a nationalist and a skin color based nationalist. I said, well, is the basis for us rejecting the idea of nationalism, is it because of Adolf Hitler's association with it? And of course, y'all know I'm setting a trap. And the person I was talking to said, yeah, Adolf Hitler was a nationalist. Adolf Hitler was a nationalist. Trump called himself a nationalist. Therefore, Trump is Hitler. I said, well, my friend, would you also have the same response to the idea of socialism? Because in addition to declaring himself to be a socialist, Adolf Hitler to being a nationalist, Adolf Hitler declared himself to be a national socialist. So should we then likewise condemn socialism because of its connection to Adolf Hitler? And my response was,
This is Ultimate Dodgeball.
Yes, because these people are advancing socialistic ideas and are attempting to pull the wool over your eyes up until recently, because just recently we have people willing to declare themselves to be socialists, like Bernie Sanders and others. But before, you had people advancing socialist ideas, but they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes by saying, oh, who cares about an ism? Who cares about an ism? What about this plank? We demand the creation and maintenance of a sound middle class, the immediate communalization of all large stores. Elizabeth Warren's wealth tax? You don't need $100 million yacht. We need communalization of that money. Folks, all of this stuff comes right out of the socialist playbook. And identifying your political philosophy with its actual origins is not an ad hominem attack. So I'm sharing this with you when the president makes this declaration that we will never be a socialist nation. That is a powerful declaration, which should then require all of the listeners to find out, well, what exactly is socialism? Because in doing that digging, you'll find, man, most of this stuff that's socialist kind of lines up with the current Democrat Party. You tell me which one of those plank positions I just read to you that the Democratic Party today would disagree with. None of them. They agree with all of it. They agree with all of it. You heard Ilhan Omar saying we need a top marginal tax rate of 90%. All the money. What did it say? Oh, we demand nationalization of all trusts. We demand profit sharing in large industries. Folks, that's right out of Germany. Early 20th century. Early 20th century. To the phone lines we go. Good gracious.